Hello, friends. Welcome back to our amazing journey of learning English with real-life stories. Today, I have something very special for you. A story that can change the way you think about failure, success, and your dreams. So listen carefully and stay with me until the end, because this story will teach you one important lesson. Never give up, no matter how many times we'll fall. Let me ask you something. Have you ever failed at something? Maybe you failed an exam. Maybe you tried to start something new, like learning English, but you stopped because it felt too hard. Or maybe people laughed at you and said, "You can't do it." How did you feel? Sad? Angry? Hopeless? Well, today's story is about a boy who failed not just once, not twice, but 5 times. Everyone told him to quit. Everyone laughed at him, but he did not stop. And guess what? That same boy became a millionaire one day. If you want to know how he did it, keep listening. This story will inspire you, and at the same time, you will learn many new English words and sentences. So, are you ready? Great. But wait. Before we start, I have a small request. If you love inspiring stories like this video, write a comment saying "I will never give up" and subscribe to the channel, because your support helps me create more stories for you. Now, let's begin our journey. This is the story of Ryan, a boy with big dreams, a small pocket, and a heart full of hope. Ryan was born in a small town. His family was not rich. His father worked in a factory, and his mother stayed at home, taking care of Ryan and his younger sister. Life was simple, but sometimes very hard. Ryan often dreamed of a better future. He wanted to help his parents and live a happy life. When Ryan was 14, he saw rich businessmen on TV. They wore expensive suits, drove big cars, and traveled around the world. Ryan whispered to himself, "One day, I will be like them." But there was a problem. Ryan was just a student with no money, no experience, and no special skills. Still, he believed he could do something. One day, he decided to start his first small business. He borrowed $20 from his father and bought candies and chocolates. His plan was simple: sell them at school and earn some profit. At first, he was excited. He put the candies in a small bag and went to school. But things didn't go as planned. Many students laughed at him. Some said, "Why are you selling candies? Are you poor?" Others ignored him. After a week, he sold only a few candies and lost most of his money. That was failure number 1. Ryan felt ashamed. He came home and sat quietly. His father asked, "What happened?" Ryan just said, "I failed." For 2 days, Ryan did nothing. He thought maybe people were right. Maybe he was just a poor boy who could never do business. But deep inside, a small voice said, "Don't give up. Try again." And Ryan listened to that voice. Ryan didn't stop after his first failure. He was disappointed, yes, but he still believed he could succeed if he tried harder. At the age of 16, Ryan got a new idea. Many students in his school had broken phones. Some screens were cracked, and some batteries were weak. Ryan thought, "If I can fix their phones, I can earn money." He watched free tutorials on the internet and learned how to replace phone screens and batteries. Then he saved $50 by doing small jobs in the neighborhood, like cleaning cars and delivering newspapers. With that money, he bought a few tools. Ryan told his friends, "I can fix your phones for a cheap price." At first, 2 students gave him their phones. Ryan was excited. He worked all night, trying to repair them, but he was not skilled enough. One phone didn't turn on again, and the other had a worse problem after he tried to fix it. The students were angry. One shouted, "You broke my phone. I want my money back." Ryan had to return their money, and his tools became useless. That was failure number 2. Ryan felt terrible. People at school started calling him the boy who breaks things. But again, he refused to stop. At 17, Ryan tried something new. He noticed many teenagers loved wearing t-shirts with cool quotes and funny pictures. So he borrowed some money from his uncle and ordered 30 printed t-shirts from a local shop. He believed they would sell fast. He even dreamed of making hundreds of dollars. But he made one mistake. He didn't ask people what kind of designs they liked. The t-shirts he ordered were not very stylish, and no one wanted them. Ryan tried selling them at school, at the market, even online, but nobody bought them. In the end, he had to sell them at a very low price, almost losing all his money. That was failure number 3. Ryan cried that night. He thought, maybe I am just not smart enough for business. But the next morning, he woke up and looked in the mirror. He said to himself, I will not stop. I will try again. When Ryan was 18, he saw many young people making money on YouTube. He thought, this is my chance. I can make funny videos, get views, and become famous. He borrowed his friend's camera and started recording comedy videos. He worked very hard, editing them on his old laptop. After 1 month, he uploaded 5 videos. But nobody watched them. Only a few friends clicked like. Ryan felt embarrassed. Some friends laughed at him, saying, you are wasting your time. Nobody will watch you. That was failure number 4. Ryan almost gave up this time. 4 failures in 4 years. He was tired, sad, and angry. But deep inside, his dream was still alive. He didn't want to live a normal life. He wanted to be successful, not just for himself, but for his family too. One night, sitting alone in his room, Ryan whispered to himself, I will try one more time. Just one more time. And that one more time changed his life forever. Ryan was now 19 years old. He had already failed 4 times, and many people believed he would never succeed. Even some family members told him to stop wasting his time. But Ryan couldn't stop dreaming. He kept thinking, there must be something I can do. There must be one way to change my life. One afternoon, while drinking tea at a small cafe, Ryan noticed something interesting. Many people around him were using notebooks to write their daily plans, goals, or business ideas. But most of these notebooks looked boring and plain. Suddenly, an idea flashed in his mind. What if I make beautiful, motivational notebooks? Notebooks that inspire people every time they open them. Ryan was excited. He went home and started designing some notebook covers on his old computer. He wrote motivational quotes like, dream big, work hard. Every failure is a step to success. He believed this idea could work. Ryan collected $100 by doing small jobs again. He went to a cheap printing shop and ordered 100 notebooks. When he received them, his heart sank. The colors were dull, the paper was thin, and some pages were torn. He still tried to sell them, but customers complained about the quality. After selling only a few, he had to return the rest to the shop, and they refused to give his money back. That was failure number 5. Ryan felt crushed. He sat in his room for hours, staring at the wall. He thought, maybe everyone was right. Maybe I am not made for success. But then, something changed inside him. For the first time, Ryan didn't cry. Instead, he felt angry, not at the world, but at himself. He said loudly, "No, I will not quit. I will learn from this. I will make it work, no matter what." That moment was the turning point of his life. Ryan decided to do everything differently this time. He carefully studied how successful people sold products. He read books about marketing, watched videos about business, and even talked to a local shop owner for advice. He saved more money, but this time he chose a high-quality printing shop. He designed new notebooks with bright colors, beautiful covers, and strong paper. He also added a small motivational message on every page, like "Keep going" or "You can do it." When the new notebooks arrived, they looked amazing. Ryan felt proud, but he still needed customers, so he used social media. He posted pictures of the notebooks on Instagram and wrote, "Start your dreams today with this motivational notebook." To his surprise, people loved them. Orders started coming in. First 10, then 20, then 50 notebooks sold in just 1 week. Ryan worked day and night, packing orders and delivering them on his bike. For the first time in his life, he felt what success tasted like. But this was only the beginning. Ryan's first week of selling notebooks was better than he expected, but he didn't stop there. He remembered all his past failures and promised himself that this time he would do everything smarter. Ryan used almost all the money he earned to print more notebooks, but this time he didn't just make the same designs. He asked his customers for feedback. Some wanted notebooks for students, some wanted planners for business people, and some wanted small pocket-sized notebooks. Ryan listened to everyone. Soon he launched 3 different notebook collections. 1. Dream Big Series, colorful notebooks for students. 2. Business Planner Series, professional designs for office workers. 3. Pocket Motivation Series, small notebooks with short motivational quotes. Orders exploded. People started sharing pictures of his notebooks on social media, and Ryan's brand slowly became popular in his city. One day, Ryan made a short video showing how his notebooks could help people stay motivated. The video went viral. Hundreds of people commented, saying, "I need this notebook," or "Where can I buy it?" Within a month, Ryan sold over 1,000 notebooks. His small bedroom turned into a mini warehouse. Boxes of notebooks were everywhere, and Ryan worked from morning until midnight to manage everything. Ryan realized he couldn't do everything alone, so he hired 2 of his friends to help with packing and deliveries. He paid them well because he believed in treating people with respect. His friends were happy, and together they worked like a strong team. After 6 months, Ryan saved enough money to rent a small office. He also hired a graphic designer to create new, stylish covers. His notebooks became so beautiful that even bookstores wanted to sell them. Becoming a real businessman, at 21, Ryan officially registered his company under the name Dreamrise Stationery. A name reflected his journey, rising from failure to dreams. Big shops started contacting him. Schools ordered custom notebooks with their logos, and companies ordered planners for their employees. Ryan's brand was no longer just a small local business. It was growing fast. By the time Ryan turned 23, he had sold over 500,000 notebooks in different cities. His online store was making thousands of dollars every week. One morning, when Ryan checked his bank account, he couldn't believe his eyes. His total earnings had crossed $1 million. He sat quietly for a moment, remembering his past, the broken phones, the unsold t-shirts, the failed YouTube channel, and the cheap notebooks that nobody wanted. Tears filled his eyes, but this time, they were tears of happiness. Ryan whispered to himself, "Every failure was worth it. Every single failure brought me here." Ryan didn't stop after becoming a millionaire. He started giving free talks in schools, teaching young people about business, hard work, and never giving up. Many teenagers said Ryan inspired them to follow their dreams. Ryan stood on the stage of a large auditorium. Hundreds of young people were sitting in front of him, listening carefully. He wore a simple black shirt, but his eyes shone with confidence. He started speaking with a warm smile. "5 years ago, I was just a boy who failed again and again. I failed at selling lemonade. I failed at selling t-shirts. I failed at being a YouTuber. I failed at dropshipping. I even failed at my first notebook business. But I never stopped trying. Every failure taught me something new. And today, I stand here as a millionaire." The audience clapped loudly. Some students even stood up, cheering. Ryan continued, "Listen to me carefully. Failure is not the end. Failure is your greatest teacher. Every time you fall, you are one step closer to success. The only real failure is quitting. If you keep trying, if you keep learning, one day you will succeed, just like I did." The hall was filled with applause. Many people had tears in their eyes because Ryan's words touched their hearts. After the event, Ryan returned to his office. His employees were busy preparing new notebook designs for the next season. Ryan looked around with pride. His company was no longer just a small stationery business. It had become a symbol of hope for many young dreamers. That night, Ryan sat on his office balcony, looking at the stars. He whispered to himself, "Thank you, failures. You made me who I am today." He smiled, feeling grateful for every struggle he had faced. And now, dear friend who is listening to this story, what about you? What dream is hidden in your heart? Maybe you failed once, twice, or even 5 times like Ryan. But remember, failure is not the end. It is the beginning of success. If Ryan can do it, so can you. So tell me, what is your dream? Write in the comments. What goal do you want to achieve? Have you ever failed but still kept going? I love reading your stories, and maybe your story will inspire someone else too. And if this story motivated you, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel, because more inspiring stories like this are coming soon. Remember this: every failure is just a step closer to your success. Keep going.